Hello Pisces, how are you guys doing? Thank you for watching Tarot for Life. And if you would like to patronize my channel, you can send like $10 or whatever to the Cash App tag, which is in the description box. That is $ Vanderseer on Cash App. Also, if you like to book a private personal reading, I do that as well. And that is $10. So kill two birds in one stone. Help me out, help yourself out. You'll enjoy it. I promise you that. So, Pisces, I want to start with just a couple of messages before we get into this love reading. The first one is watch out while you're doing lawn work and housework. I feel like if you have kids or just like really playful or stupid people in your house or like around you, they might have like fiddled with stuff. I feel like I see you like maybe cutting your hands a little bit on like a knife that's not supposed to be somewhere, or like I feel like you're trying to fix the garbage disposal, and like I feel like there's something stuck in it, and it's like I just be careful, stay away from that. Definitely when you do your lawnmower or like cut the grass outside, be careful with that. And also another one is when you're driving, you might want to get your brakes checked. This is, I don't want to worry or anything, but just like get this just check. I feel like people have just been trying to play pranks on you. Like you might be like in like a prankster channel on YouTube, or you might have someone around you who carries a camera around and is always laughing. Be careful because it might be like taking things to another level. Um, Also, when you're watching TV, stay away from news channels and stay away from like Lifetime because you're gonna get depressed. You're gonna get in a certain mood. And call your mom. I feel like she misses you. She's healthy. Everything's okay with that. But just call your mom and just say I love you. I feel like you'll really like start a conversation that you've been waiting to have about your true parentage. If that like means something to any of you, I don't want to get too invasive, but call your parents. Spend time with your grandma. I feel like someone's grandmother is in a nursing home, but she's being moved to a rehabilitation center because they found something in her room or whatever. Spend time with your grandma and try to stop that by like talking to her, because she won't have that nice of a time at a rehabilitation center. I feel like you have her hooked up in a really nice nursing home. But yeah, watch that. Also, if you pray to the goddess Lakshmi or Gavani or Saraswati, your prayers have been heard more now in the recent like past weeks than they have like in the past. So yeah, kudos to you for that because they're really listening to you. I feel like you have like an unexpected windfall of money coming to you, but I don't want to give you a certain date because you're expected and you'll be disappointing. But this year you're gonna be lucky in financial endeavors that are just like based off of luck. Um, Also check your air conditioning system. If you've been like feeling stuffy, it's because your filter needs to be changed. And when it rains, take the dogs out. That means something to somebody. So we're going to go right into this love reading now. Thank you for your patience. So the energy between you and your lover is the Lover's card in reverse, the Chariot's card in reverse, and the Devil card in reverse. So I feel like you're with somebody and you guys have been having an awful time, but you don't want to leave because Pisces have a very bad habit of staying in horrendous, horrible relationships, even though they know that they need to get the fuck out. They kind of like being in not abusive relationships, but eventful relationships. And a lot of times, unless you're like living the high life, you're living like a wonderful, awesome life or whatever. The only eventfulness that comes from a relationship is like fighting and tumultuous behavior from you or your partner. So, the chariot in reverse means that you're just not carrying on with your life. Like, I feel like you know that you need to leave, you know that you're not going anywhere, you know that you're not happy with this person. And whenever you're not happy, you're not emitting the correct vibration to get out of the situation and to move on into a better place. But the devil card in reverse, I feel like you were starting a lot of fights because you were bored, and he was responding with physical violence, but it's kind of dead now. Like you guys aren't arguing really, you guys aren't fighting really, you aren't cussing each other out, you aren't snooping on each other. You're just kind of like, I don't like you, I don't like you either. Want to have sex? Sure. Like you're both just like bored but used to each other, and because of that, you're like, I don't know. It's like I just feel like it's kind of like a dead relationship, and you're just kind of like on like a resuscitation machine or like a breathing machine, a ventilator. Like your relationship is on like a ventilation machine. Like you guys, and knock on wood, hope nothing's gonna happen to you guys. But you guys are just not really digging it. You're not fighting, you're not making love, you're just like coexisting together. Um, I feel like you, more so than your partner, checked into rehab, but not like rehab for drugs, like rehab for like emotional not rehab at all, then emotional counseling. Because I feel like you were going down a path for like a coping mechanism of like drinking and like drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you were like relying heavily on drugs and alcohol, but it wasn't like hard stuff, it was just like cheap liquor and weed. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like something happened at work that when like you may have gotten fired or you may have just like had a consultation from your boss, a scolding from your boss or whatever, like oh you're on probation because like they smelled like weed on you or they smelled alcohol on your breath. You may have got sent home and now you're just like no. So I feel like you're involved in counseling now, and like your counseling is like online, like a Facebook group, but you meet sometimes and you guys just hang out. It may be like a full on therapy session. I'm not sure. But I feel like you've been dealing with a lot because he's going through something. I feel like someone in his family recently passed away and he's dealing with a lot of anger because he feels guilt or something. He may have survivor's guilt, and I feel like his survivor's guilt is coming back on you in backlash. Like you may say the wrong word, quote unquote, the wrong word to him, and just like slaps you in the face or whatever. It's just like I feel like it's just like a very non-volatile, but just like he just like goes off on you sometimes. So now neither of you are talking to each other. Like you're more involved with like a little Facebook group or like a little therapy group, and he's just like doing what he normally was doing. I feel like he was really into crack, cocaine, heroin, meth, or marijuana to the point where he didn't work and it was kind of non-functioning in society. He just kind of stood around the house like drinking and smoking, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have been that like someone who was sick for a long time passed away. It could have been like a pet or something, a child perhaps, and rest in peace if so. Just something. So there was a death and it's like affecting him hard, but in all actuality, he's not taking it as hard as he makes it seem. I feel like you're dating a Taurus, and Taurus like to guilt trip people into letting them get away with bad behavior. So just like keep that in your mind, you know what I'm saying? Be sympathetic, but this is still an abusive relationship. You were a very abusive person. I can read it from here. I feel like you were a Taurus, a Cancer cups with Aries, a Sagittarius, a Scorpio, or a Pisces like yourself. And whenever Pisces is in retro of their original personality, the opposite of a Pisces is a Taurus. The opposite of an angel is a demon. You know what I mean? Because Pisces are angels. They care too much about the wrong people. They have bleeding hearts. If you cry on them one time, they'll text you for the rest of your life and send you candy every time it rains. Because they'll think of you every time it rains because you cried in front of them. Um, I feel like you had an injury from this person, but it's like healing very well, but you're hiding injuries from people who care about you, because Pisces normally have like a very supportive group of people who are around them. Like you have very tight friendships with your friends and your family, and they always care about you and always try to make sure that you're okay because they understand your personality. They understand that you're a very caring, loving individual. um I feel like he hit you in the eye, and I am something about like your pupil. Like I feel like you have like indentations in your pupil. I don't want to get into that. That sounds painful. But you're healing perfectly. You're gonna have a full recovery if you haven't had so. But that should have been a number one sign to you to get out of the relationship. But I feel like for some reason you're gonna stay, and I don't know. I feel like you're just kind of in it because you kind of like the eventfulness of it. Like I don't know. I feel like if you can't have like a Twilight fairy tale or a Cinderella story, you'd rather have like a beat the fuck up Lifetime story. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're trying to get something to kind of get him back into the groove of things, whether that's him like literally beating your ass again or him like going to rehab. I feel like you got a new puppy or a kitty cat, but I'm feeling like a Dalmatian, German Shepherd, like a big dog, or maybe even like a little Yorkie, really, but just like a really cuddly companion. I feel like you brought it for him so he can get out the house more and just like have more happy energy around him. Because now that you're spending more time with people, you feel guilty because even though you weren't talking to each other, you still more had open ears and like loose shoulders for him to cry on and lay on you and whatnot. But now you're more interested in like expanding your social circle to the people around you. So I feel like you brought him a pet to take care of so he can devote his time to instead of you because you're busy. But with that pet, like he's not taking care of it the way that he should, and you're noticing that, like, I feel like the dog has injuries that are weird for a puppy to have. Like, I feel like the puppy may have broke his leg, something sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been that you even like left the puppy with one of his family members, and the puppy just came back like limping and stuff. Like, I just feel like you're with someone who's like very mean and cold hearted. You know what I mean? Like, very just rude and angry and aggressive and just evil hearted. Like, I feel like they really just have evil in them because they just want to hurt things that are like smaller and weaker than them. Like, personally, I don't see how you can like live in a home with someone like this, because I really feel like he hurt an animal in a nasty way in front of you, or like behind your back, and you just came home and the puppy was like limping and crying and walking weird and stuff, and you're just like, what the fuck happened to the puppy? But like, you still have the puppy, but now you take care of it, so it's like the plan kind of backfired on you, because now you have less time for yourself than ever, because you have him, you have the puppy, and you have your support group. But I feel like you're happy because the puppy is like a baby and it's nice to you and it's sweet, so that's all cool. So yeah. One more thing, I feel like if you are like accustomed and used to buying him clothes, don't do that anymore, because he's literally like just ruining them. Like, I feel like he's selling the clothes to people, or he's like taking the clothes back to the store with the tag on. He might say, if you buy me new clothes, make sure you leave the tag on so I know the size or whatever, da 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 da. But like, he's using the money for drugs. I feel like you cut him off with money. You used to give him money and stuff for food or whatever, or for weed or whatever, but he's spending he's like taking the clothes back to the store, getting money in exchange for the clothes, and he's spending the clothes on heroin to smoke with somebody, and he may be cheating on you. I apologize for that, but I'm kind of sensing from these cards that you're having an illicit affair as well. I think you're cheating on somebody. I mean, I think you're cheating on him. I think you've been cheating on him. I think you have been cheating on him. I think you changed your personality a little bit, and like, let this message be like to you to just say, hey, don't forget yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with necessarily, there is something wrong with cheating because it's hurtful, but there's nothing wrong with leaving somebody. And if you feel like the person that you're with, who, let me get a read on them. I feel like this person is like a sun card mixed with a star card to you, but in actuality, it's just one of his friends, and the dude knows about it, and I feel like he's gonna use it against you in the future. I did a past, present, and future reading for you, but I was surprised because the past card is the Lovers in reverse, the present card is the Lovers in reverse, and the future card is the Lovers in reverse. You're not leaving this person for a long time unless you like decide. I say get up now and leave, honestly. But yeah, carrying on. I feel like the main issue is the fact that this is a dead relationship and you're refusing to see that it's a dead relationship, or maybe you see it is, but maybe you just want someone in the home with you. I feel like Pisces suffer from like empty nest syndrome before they have children. You just don't like being alone. You don't like being by yourself. And I feel like you just have a sadness inside of you. I feel like you have abandonment and separation issues, and it's just like having him with you makes you feel a lot better and more productive. Even though he's a negative individual, having them in the home with you makes you feel like you're doing something right because you have someone in the home with you. Like, I feel like even though you have a lot of friends and family, they don't want to stay with you because you might have become a sad person. You might have like let yourself like lose your happiness. You know what I mean? So if this like is like ringing a bell to you and you're like really feeling it, I'd say just like check yourself into like rehab and counseling. You might not need rehab because I don't feel like, honestly, marijuana isn't really a hard drug, but I'd say like to get yourself some therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, get yourself like a new hobby. Like, you don't need people to make you happy. I'd say work out a little bit more, listen to music more. Like, just make some time for yourself and maybe your puppy. And just, I recommend getting a cat because they're very happy creatures. Also, I recommend changing the decor of your home. Like, try feng shui, drink more tea. Just surround yourself with happy energy and intake more happiness into your life. Like, I suggest like walking outside before it gets hot out, or at nighttime. Like, look at the moon. Get into watching old movies and listen to old music that you really like. Get away from his stuff. Because Pisces, a lot of times, what you do is like you get really, really involved in someone to the point where you change your habits to their habits. Um, I feel like you thought this relationship would really be the one. I feel like you literally changed everything about your life, yourself, and the way you keep your home to make him happy so that he doesn't want to leave. You tried to build a nest for only one person, and he's perfectly comfortable because he's using you. He's using your money, he's using your house, he's using everything that you have, and he's like disrespecting you. It's like your roommates. You pay all the bills and he has all the fun. Like he has people over in your house constantly. He's cheating on you constantly and you know about it, but you're cheating on him too. So it's just like whatever, whatever. But it's like he's using you for every single thing that you have. And it's like you're not really, I feel like it hasn't really clicked into you yet that you're being taken advantage of. I feel like maybe you just think this is just the like maybe you think this is just like the volatile part of a relationship, or maybe you're just kind of like off right now or mad at each other or whatever. But like honestly, I feel like this person was like lying about attraction to you. I feel like this person, I don't want to say it's like homosexual, but are like just like a piece of shit. But I feel like he's attracted to the opposite of you. I feel like he doesn't like reliable girls. I feel like he's a very immature person. He likes party girls. He likes dancers. He likes strippers. He likes girls like trap girls. He likes the girls at the trap house. Easy, fun, freaky, and rude. And I feel like you're not that. I feel like you're like the bookworm. He doesn't appreciate you at all. But I feel like the minute that you start to let it sink in that this is just like an abusive relationship and you're just like being like hounded and pined and mined like a field of gold for him and his friends, because you know he's everything that they have comes from you. He doesn't have a job. I can tell you right now, every Pisces that listens to this, your man does not have a job. He may tell you he's going out, he's cheating on you. He's always selling his dick. I swear to God, on everything. Like, even if you're not living, like, this sounds like a message for, like, niggas and shit, but, like, I swear to God, you could be dating a white boy. If you're reading this message, your dude, he don't got a job. Any money that comes from him, like, you just look at the bills. Like, if the bills are crumbled or whatever, you never see pay stubs. He don't got a job. He's a prostitute. Men and women, I swear to God on everything. And this isn't gonna break your heart. Like if you don't feel sad at this, you already know and you're letting yourself be used because you'll let your confidence leave you. Because the first thing that happens to Pisces in bad relationships is that they gain weight and they change their hair. They lose their hair. Your hair starts to fall out, your skin gets dark, your eyes get baggy, your face gets fat, and then your body gets fat. Then you start to hate yourself because you don't remember who you are. You become the bitch. There's other cards here, but honestly, this message is really just like you just have to tell them to get out your house. You know, you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be lonely because right now you have a full house, but the house is filled with his friends and they're all laughing at you because you're just supporting a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're like nice to you to your face, but the minute you turn your back and before you're even out the room, they're just like, yeah, bitch, and bring me back a motherfucking soda too, fat ass slut. You know what I'm saying? Your niggas like, yeah, two motherfucking sodas. Nigga, three motherfucking sodas. Like, I feel like they just hoeing you to your face. You're just like, yeah, whatever. And you go to the bathroom, you wipe your tears. You know what I'm saying? So, my advice to you, here's advice. Like, if you take it from me, because you're watching this video for a reason, there's something better out there for you. But right now, it's not even around you because your vibration is just so low. If there was somebody, they probably moved away because you're suicidal in the mind, you're hateful of yourself instead of him, and you're taking everything and putting it on yourself. Like, I'm the reason this failed because I got fat, my hair started to fall out, now he don't want me, I'm not making enough money so he can't smoke his heroin, I'm the reason, now I got issues, I need therapy because I feel like killing myself, dot da dot da dot da dot da da. Pisces need to be with Leos, Cancers, Scorpios, or I'd say an evolved, a highly evolved Taurus. Because you guys like getting hit, but a lot of people like getting hit. Being hit doesn't mean walking around with a busted jaw. It means being, who you talking to? Like, you like people who show aggression about what you're doing. Like, it's a turn on for you. Like, you have a fetish. You like people who are like handsy, who are very hands on in all emotions, whether it's loving or anger. I'm not saying you don't like you. I'm not saying you like being hurt. You just like a dude who's just gonna like shove you a little bit. A lot of females like that. You can't be with this person because he's like a lesser form of what you want. You thought he had like a little bit of anger in him so he could like grab hold to you during sex and really just like give it to you or whatever, but you're not happy with this, because he's just generally an abusive, using asshole. So yeah, thank you for listening to this message. I'm sorry if it was negative, but I feel like it needed to be said. Please get out of this relationship. I swear to God, a year from now, if you get out today, you'll be in a completely different place. That's your 180. 1 year from now, 360 days, you're 180. Swear to God. Maybe even 6 months. Swear to God, the minute he's gone, you're gonna take a breath of relief and be like, damn, he really gone, bitch. And I swear to God, all your friends are gonna start coming around because they all wish that they were there for you so you wouldn't be in this relationship now. Thank you very much.